Cairo with Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus expressing hope that member countries will succeed in achieving greater independence, stability and prosperity in future.
The eight flourish under Egypt's leadership and help our countries accomplish greater freedom, stability, harmony and prosperity in an unpredictable world ahead of us.
Pakistani Prime Minister meets with Chief Advisor in Cairo with both countries agreeing to complaints filed at International Crimes Tribunal against 58 people including Sheikh Hasina and Moinu Ahmed over BDR massacre. Attempted robbery at Rupali Bank in Keraniganj, Dhaka followed as members of law enforcing agency arrest the robbers, rescuing everyone unharmed. Fresh Israeli attacks kill 38 more Palestinians in Gaza. Israel also conducted airstrikes on Yemen, including its capital, Sana'a. And Bangladesh to face West Indies, aiming to whitewash the host in the third T20 tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is Upoma Shaha with you, welcoming you to the news at 10. You have just had the headlines, now moving on to the details. D8 summit got underway in the Egyptian capital Cairo. President of Egypt Abdel Fattah al-Sisi welcomed the leaders of the developing countries alliance D8. The theme of this year's summit is investing in youth and supporting SMEs shaping tomorrow's economy. Bangladesh's interim government chief advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus addressed the opening session today. Speaking on the occasion, the chief advisor said that after taking the responsibility of chairman of D8 in April 2021, Bangladesh tried its best to move forward D8 cooperation despite several challenges. Professor Yunus expressed the hope that the D8 member countries would further prosper in the coming days under the leadership of Egypt and would attain greater freedom, stability as well as progress and prosperity.
To all the D8 governments for the support extended throughout our chairmanship and the level of commitment shown in advancing our collective interests. We officially hand over the chairmanship to Egypt. I compliment President al-Sisi for the theme of this summit, investing in youth and supporting SMEs. It resonates aptly with our aspirations in D8. In times of changing world of work, we need to rediscover and reposition learning regarding youth and work for redesigning the economy of tomorrow. Things often evolve too fast and gets difficult for government to comprehend and also to implement. But we must keep on recalibrating our efforts to match all the difficulties. As Bangladesh passes the baton to Egypt, let me affirm Bangladesh's unwavering support to the Egyptian chairmanship in furtherance of our cooperative agenda. Team Egypt, under the wise leadership of President al-Sisi, can count on Bangladesh. D8 flourish under Egypt's leadership and help our countries accomplish greater freedom, stability, harmony, and prosperity in an unpredictable world ahead of us.
Leaders of D8 members and D8 Secretary General were present. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus has said it is crucial to shift focus towards the reconstruction of Gaza, the West Bank and Lebanon. Chief Advisor made the remarks while delivering the speech during a special session on humanitarian crisis and reconstruction challenges in Gaza and Lebanon on the sidelines of the D8 summit. In his speech, Professor Yunus said they gathered at a time when Israeli aggression and the 14-month-long brutal genocide against the Palestinian people continue unabated in the occupied Gaza Strip and the West Bank.
Bangladesh has stood firmly in support of the Palestinian cause. We consistently condemn the illegal occupation and the violent repression carried out by Israel. We remain steadfast in advocating a just and lasting solution through a two-state solution to the crisis, with Israel and Palestine living side by side in peace and harmony. There are around 6 million Bangladeshi migrant workers and expatriate professionals across the region, including in Lebanon, who have been making significant contribution to the development of the countries across the Middle East. Their safety and security are also at risk. We call upon all actors and stakeholders, indeed beyond the region, to take decisive and collective actions to end the brutalities unleashed by the Israeli forces. Let D8 therefore kickstart a process with an approximate estimation of the cost of reconstruction in Palestine and Lebanon. We can thereon press on formulation of international strategies for resource mobilization.
Bangladesh and Pakistan have agreed to strengthen relations between the two countries through increased trade, commerce and exchange of sports and cultural delegations. The agreement came at a meeting between Bangladesh Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus and Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on the sidelines of the D8 summit in Cairo today. The two leaders also expressed their desire to extend cooperation in new areas such as the sugar industry and dengue management. Professor Yunus and Sharif discussed issues of mutual interest, including the revival of the SAARC, a key feature of the foreign policy announced by the chief advisor after he took over as the head of the interim government. The 2006 Nobel Peace Laureate also spoke about his government's plan to carry out essential reforms and hold the general election before mid-2026. He said he is leading a consensus-building commission to hold dialogue on the reforms. Professor Yunus urged his Pakistan counterpart to settle the issues of 1971 to help Dhaka move forward with its relationship with Islamabad. Sharif said the 1974 tripartite agreement involving Bangladesh, Pakistan and India settled things, but if there are other outstanding issues, he would be happy to look at them. Professor Yunus said it would be nice to resolve things once and for all for the future generations. Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif called for a strategic relationship between Dhaka and Islamabad. He hailed Professor Yunus for his initiative to revive SAARC and Bangladesh to work on the possibility of holding a summit of the regional body. The Pakistan Prime Minister offered technical support to better manage Bangladesh's state-run sugar mills. Professor Yunus thanked Sharif for his support and hoped Pakistan and Bangladesh should continue these efforts. Pakistan Prime Minister Sharif also invited Professor Yunus to visit their country at his convenience. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar and Professor Yunus's special envoy Lutfi Siddiqui were, among others, present on the occasion. Japanese Ambassador to Bangladesh, Yuama Kiminori, said that his country is providing assistance for the implementation of the reform programs taken by the interim government. He said this during his farewell meeting with President Mohammad Shahabuddin at Bongo Bhavan this noon. Later, at a briefing, President's Press Secretary Mohammad Jainul Abidin said that during the meeting, the President thanked the outgoing envoy for the successful completion of his tenure. Noting Japan as the single largest bilateral development partner of Bangladesh, President Mohammad Shahabuddin expressed his gratitude to the Japanese government for its assistance in various mega projects of Bangladesh. Highlighting the bright investment potentials of the two countries, the President urged Japanese investors to invest in various sectors, including ICT, medical equipment and tourism in Bangladesh. During the meeting, the outgoing Japanese ambassador expressed gratitude to the President for extending cooperation in discharging his duties. Senior Secretary of the President's Office Nazimul Goni and Military Secretary Major General Mohammad Adil Chowdhury were present. The internet had been shut down during the July-August movement at the directives of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Former State Minister for ICT Junaid Ahmed Polo confessed this before the investigation agency during interrogation. International Crimes Tribunal's Chief Prosecutor Tajul Islam said this at a press briefing today. Earlier, in a case filed on charges of mass killings during July-August, the tribunal has issued directives to finish investigation by 2 months against 8 accused, including former IGP Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun and former Director General of the NTMC Major General fired Ziaul Ahsan. Progress report in this regard has to be submitted by February 20th. The 3-member International Crimes Tribunal, led by Justice Mohammad Ghulam Murtuza Mujumdar, gave the directives today. Chief Prosecutor Tajul Islam, prosecutors B.M. Sultan Mahmood and Ghazi M.H. Tamim argued in the court on behalf of the prosecution. Earlier, the 8 accused in the July-August mass killing case, including former IGP Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun and former Director General of the NTMC Major General fired Ziaul Ahsan, were produced before the International Crimes Tribunal. Other 6 accused are Dhaka District's former police super Abdullah Al Kafi, former DC of Mirpur in DMP Joshim Uddin Mullah, former Additional Police Super of Savar Circle in Dhaka Shahidur Rahman, Gulshan Police Station's former OC Mazharul Haq, Jatrabari Police Station's former OC Abul Hassan, and Dhaka North DB's former Inspector Arafat Hussain. A complaint has been filed with the International Crimes Tribunal (ICT) against 58 individuals, including the ousted former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the then Army Chief General Moin U. Ahmed, and Hasina's defense advisor Tariq Siddiqui. Advocate Tasmirul Islam submitted the complaint today on behalf of the families of the martyred officers. The complaint filed over the killings that took place on February 25th and 26, 2009 in the then BDR headquarters in Dhaka's Pilkhana was submitted to the ICT Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam this afternoon. Barrister Rakin Ahmed, son of the then BDR DG Major General Shakil Ahmed, Ferdowsi, wife of martyred Colonel Mujibul Haq, and Saqib Rahman, son of Colonel Qudrat Ilahi, were present among the families of the martyred. The family members expressed that those responsible for the massacre, including the ousted Prime Minister, should be held accountable. They also demanded that the masterminds behind the tragedy be identified and brought to justice. The complainants also called for the release of the innocent BDR soldiers who had been imprisoned for years and for the implementation of appropriate measures to establish a humanitarian example. The government is regularly putting its efforts to expand overseas labor market. As a result, labor market has been opened in Brunei. Besides, laborers are going to Russia. Employment for the Bangladeshi workers are on the rise in Saudi Arabia due to various initiatives. Scope of sending construction workers to Saudi Arabia for its infrastructural development has already begun, with the country being the host of 2034 Football World Cup. Exploiting the opportunity, 60% of the overseas employment seekers went to Saudi Arabia this year. During the last 2 months, 80% of Bangladeshi overseas job seekers went to Saudi Arabia. The interim government is taking expatriate-friendly steps one after another, so there is no scope to make syndicate like in the past. Expatriate Welfare and Employment Ministry informed that the government is putting up its best effort to expand labor market in foreign countries. And in the meantime, emphasis has been given to give training as there is demand for skilled workers in Europe. Moreover, Malaysia and Bangladesh will soon convene meeting to start labor market in Malaysia. Organization of Recruiting Agencies, BIRA, informed that currently workers are mainly going to Saudi Arabia as labor market in various countries reduced. Road Transport and Power and Energy Advisor Fozul Kabir Khan said the BRTA has been given 1 month time to ensure fitness of vehicles and discipline on roads in the capital. Measures will be taken against the BRTA if it fails, he added. The advisor said this after a discussion in the capital on strengthening discipline on roads, elimination of traffic congestion, and tackling air pollution. Housing and Public Works Advisor Adlur Rahman, Shipping Advisor Brigadier General Retired Shaqwat Hussain, Environment, Forest and Climate Change Affairs Advisor Soider Rizwana Hassan, Chief Advisor Special Assistant Muhammad Khoda Box Chowdhury, IGP Baharul Alam and leaders of the transport sector were present. Fozul Kabir Khan said the spots and causes of traffic congestions are being detected. Measures will be taken from the next week, he added. Bangladesh has every interest to see lasting peace, stability and democracy in Myanmar and a conducive environment in Rakhine State for the Rohingya to have safety and dignity. Foreign advisor Mohammad Tauhid Hussain said these while speaking at an informal consultation at the ministerial level among Myanmar and its 5 neighboring countries in Bangkok today. Mohammad Tauhid Hussain offered Bangladesh's assistance in rebuilding Rakhine's economy when the time is appropriate, reiterating Dhaka's call for a comprehensive roadmap for Rohingya repatriation with stability in Rakhine as a priority. He urged Asian and other key regional actors to play a further proactive role in restoring peace, security and democracy in Myanmar. The Six-Nation consultation was held this morning under the chairmanship of the Thai Foreign Minister Maris Sangiampongsa. The meeting was attended among others by the Myanmar Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister U Than Swe. BNP Acting Chairman Tariq Rahman said the test is not yet over in the country as there are more tests ahead. Now the war is for countrymen, for freedom and sovereignty. To win this war, political parties will have to continue the struggle with the people, he added. Tariq Rahman made the comments while virtually addressing a workshop titled 31 Points for Reforming the State, Structure and Public Engagement with leaders and activists of Manikganj, Munshiganj and Norsingdi districts today. The BNP acting chairman said if people have land of 1 biga or more, they should grow rice as well as other crops. If they have ponds, they should cultivate different species of fish and export those abroad when necessary, he added. Party leaders and activists including Norsingdi BNP leader and BNP Joint Secretary General Khairul Kabir Khokon were present at the event. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said there is no need for delay in holding the election as the Election Commission has been informed. He said it is possible to hold the election quickly by carrying out election-centric reforms. Mirza Fakhrul was speaking at a press conference at BNP's Gulshan office today. BNP Standing Committee member Salahuddin Ahmed responded to queries from journalists at the press conference. Nagorik Oikko President Mahmudur Rahman Manna has said the demand of the mass uprising is to establish a democratic government through fair and neutral elections. He made the remarks while speaking at a press conference at Nagorik Oikko's central office in the capital today. It was also addressed by Workers' Party General Secretary Saiful Haq, convener of Bhashani Followers Council, Sheikh Rafiqul Islam, General Secretary of Jatiyo Samajtantrik Dal, Shohid Uddin Mahmud Shopon, and Executive Coordinator of Gono Samhoti Andolon, Abul Hassan Rupel. Mahmudur Rahman Manna said one of the responsibilities of the interim government is to ensure the trial of fascist Sheikh Hasina. Members of law enforcing agencies have arrested 3 individuals following an attempted robbery at the Jinjira branch of Rupali Bank in South Keraniganj, Dhaka. After receiving reports that a group of robbers had entered the bank around 2 p.m. today, law enforcement agencies, including the Army, Police and RAB, launched a joint operation. During the operation, the 3 robbers surrendered. Law enforcement officers then entered the bank and rescued the hostages. RAB stated that the arrested robbers were between 20 and 30 years old. Now, international news. President